During round 2 of the creative problem solving event, competitors are asked to go into a room where they will then be presented with a problem. They then have 30 minutes to come up with a solution and use whatever materials are around. They tend to have a large pad and many markers. That way you can bring in some notes and also some visual examples of what you're talking about. So, without further ado, here's an example of a presentation we would have given judges minus the beautiful poster boards.
Our understanding of the problem was that our HOSA chapter was asked to solve a single health concern in our school using only a budget of $10,000.
To get the ideas for this, we used the grass
of ideas.
Right, the grass of ideas, which is where we put ideas down on a piece of paper about criticism.
And from there, we used a lobster plot diagram, which is where you take those ideas and file them down to feasible options, and then those options you take and you pick the best one. And the best fit for this we thought would be to tackle depression. And I thought to tackle depression would be a good idea to have support groups.
I thought it would be a good idea to work closely with the Jason Foundation.
I thought it would be a good idea to plug in a local club in our school.
I thought it'd be a good idea to teach counselors about depression and to have outings for teens with depression.
A club in our school known as STARS is dedicated to helping students with depression and other mental health concerns. Mr. Gio is the advisor, and she sits down and talks to each student individually. The only problem is most students don't really know about her. We decided to budget $500 of our $10,000 budget to get the word out there by flyers and announcements.
I came up with the idea of counselors. Counselors can be sent to programs like the Jason Foundation, which provides free programming to teach counselors about teens with depression and how to deal with them. Also came out with the idea with outings for teens with depression, like field trips and fun activities. These teens will be surrounded by others who understand them.
I came up with the idea for support groups, and I thought, well, kids with depression, they want other kids that can relate to them to, they want to know that other people are having these problems too. So I thought that, including them and, merging them together and letting them know each other and letting them know they're not alone would be a perfect way to help with that.
Now, one of the reasons that we chose depression is because every single high school student deals with a lot of stress every day, be it from their parents, be it from their schoolwork, be it from clubs or general responsibilities, or a combination of all of the above. Now, I have personally worked very closely with a nonprofit organization known as the Jason Foundation. They are a nonprofit which goal is to provide suicide awareness, not necessarily a hotline or anything, but to go to schools and say, this is an issue, this is here. And what's really funny is actually 2 years ago, I was helping out on their team board, and we met for a couple of months to come up with this idea that we could take to schools and implement, known as a Jason Foundation Week. And some of the examples that we came up with to include in this Jason Foundation Week are...
We thought that on the announcements in the morning we could rattle off some statistics, like the very true fact that suicide is the third leading cause of death in teenagers.
An example of this week we'll have is Red Ribbon Week, where we learn about drugs and we have fun things and dress up.
We also thought that a good idea would be seminars to have experts and people that have gone through this stuff to talk to the kids, and that would be a great way to help too.
And I thought it would be a good idea to, during these days with all these seminars, to kind of in between them have a bit of a break where students could go out and, I don't know, play in a jumpy house or go to a video game truck and play some video games with their friends. Just something to kind of be an extra incentive for those students to come and participate in these seminars. Now, when we were developing this, we had a $10,000 budget. And the way that we separated it was we figured that about $4,000 of that budget could go towards this Jason Foundation Week, because it would fund the seminars, it would fund the video game trucks and the bouncy houses, and it would also be a great way to convince our principal of accepting this program within our school. Some of the other expenses that we decided to focus on, we would donate about $2,000 to the Jason Foundation itself, which is a plus because it is a nonprofit organization and it is completely tax deductible. And we also figured that we would spend about $500 on supplies to try to, once, as Hannah said, raise awareness about the things within the school, like Ms. Giorgio, and about, we set aside about $1,500 for unforeseen, unexpected circumstances. So, in recap, our ideas for planning and using this budget are:
I thought that we could plug in stars to help spread the awareness.
I thought we could teach counselors about depression and go make field trips for kids with depression.
I thought we could have support groups for the kids.
and I thought it would be a good idea to work very closely with the Jason Foundation. Thank you. That is the end of our presentation. Do you have any more questions for us?
Just so you know, our actual presentation was
Was
much
not long.
smoother than that.
If we actually had a material.
And I also, everyone on there is gonna be like, she
And my
said,
legs didn't move.